El show de la mañana con Helio Piedra, Maffer y la bandida.
Welcome to the Greater Gainesville Chamber Radio Show, where you can amplify your business through Tu Fiesta Radio. Okay, are you ready to amplify your business today? This is Eric Godet, President and CEO of the Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce, and I am here to give you your chamber update today. So what do we have going on in our community? As we conclude the month of May, one of the most exciting things that are happening, we've already hired over 5,104 individuals in our community. That means we're at a rate of exceeding over 1,000 positions being filled in this community each and every month so far for the year. These are the kind of things we want to share with you and let you know that's happening here on Tu Fiesta Radio in our Greater Gainesville region. We're also very excited to share with you that as we're growing as a community, we recognize the need to make sure that we are inclusive. And when we say this, we want to make sure that we are creating an opportunity with talent, opportunity in place for each and every one of our residents as we move forward. Now, before I give you some more statistics, I'm going to hand this over to the one and only Vice President of Business Development, Steve Cannon.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Eric. Excited to be here. You know, this is May. Other than my birthday month and having a great holiday weekend, I'm still on vacation high from a nice long weekend. But May is kind of important because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And last week at the Chamber, to help amplify that messaging, we had a roundtable event, right? And we had 30 local professionals join us at the Chamber of Commerce and just talk about what's going on in the mental health community here. How are we taking care of our neighbors and our family members, and what can we do to work together and collaborate to help amplify that message and get more help out to more people. So today's the last day of the month for May, Mental Health Awareness Month, but we need to keep that conversation going beyond May, right? So we're excited today to introduce Jessica Yapanki. She's with UF Health Psychiatric Hospital. Jess joined us at the round table. And Jess, welcome. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Yes. Yes, the round table was, I want to say, really successful. I think gathering all the mental health providers, organizations, to talk about an important topic on how to help the community, right? Because yes, we're organizations. Yes, we treat mental illnesses, but what do we do for our community? How can we amplify to talk about mental health? So that was like really important. I think it was successful. I really liked it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of conversation going back and forth, even just for clarification on what UF Health Psychiatric does versus what Meridian does, and there was some, clarification on the services that were provided.
And I think that was really great because we barely have that chance to do it, right? The doctors are always busy, the social workers are always busy trying to help our patients. So definitely sometimes we get patients and they tell us like, hey, no, but this place is going to give me this, or they tell me something different. So having all the providers right there, we were able to clarify certain things and also to get to know other people that we didn't know was in the community.
Sure.
Right?
Well, I mean, one of the big things we do at the Chamber is help people collaborate, right, and create those collisions. And I want to thank Eric Godet for making that happen. It was his idea. He's very big on health and taking care of the staffing and our members, and he really thought it would be a great idea, given it was May, to bring those professionals together. And what did you think, Eric?
Well, for me, it was really important that we have such an incredible healthcare component in our community. And when we think of health and education, they're our big two, followed by biotech. But in the healthcare component, I don't think we as a nation and even locally as a state and a community give enough attention, value, support to mental health. And May was the incredible month because everyone seemed to be on board to make this happen. But more importantly, I'm very selfish, and I shared this at the meeting. I can't take care of the state or even the world, but I can make sure we're bringing attention to our local community and take care of our residents that live here. And so by making sure we provided a vehicle for all of our mental health professionals to come together, to meet one another, and create those natural collisions where they can partner and work together and find out resources they have that the other may not have. And that level of collaboration can accelerate. And so for me, that was the goal and the excitement. And just like I shared with the professionals, where we go from here is really up to our mental health professionals. It's not an agenda of the chamber. The chamber just wants to be a facilitator to move whatever agenda our mental health professionals see that we need to take in our community forward.
Yeah, that is correct. Like, I think that the fact that everybody was willing to sit down for 3 hours, right, in a place, and we could talk about, like, leave the names, the organizations, and say, like, okay, how else are we gonna help in the community? Are we going to go to schools? Are we going to have different, like, events out in the community? You know, and the way that we did it, or the way how we end the round table, was like, okay, we're going to have a plan of action, right? We're going to have an action. We're going to have a team. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to start having meetings. And let's bring up, you know, every meeting, let's bring something different. Let's bring more action. And, you know, there's so many great ideas. And I think everybody wants to collaborate. And that is something wonderful. That's something that we really like. I think talking about mental health, it's not only May, you know, we should always be talking about mental health. But this month, you know, it helped to bring awareness. So people start maybe breaking those stigma about mental health. And, you know, let's go from there.
Absolutely. So, Steve, you know this, and Jess, you just hit on it. Our key was really to make sure we bust the stigma wide open so people feel comfortable in the community talking about mental health as if they're dealing with any other health issue. Right now, I injured my eye. Hey, that's a health issue. I'm not ashamed to talk about it and share that. And people look at me, you can see it. It's one of those things. It needs to be the same way with mental health. All health should be able to be openly discussed, handled, get treatment, and whatever's needed. And I love, Jess, the fact that you and all of the other mental health experts that were there were so excited to be part of an action team where we'll meet quarterly. And each time we're meeting, we're going to be completing a goal. There's action taking place this quarter. And when we come back, we're going to be moving forward. And to me, that's just one of the most exciting components.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is great that everybody was willing to do that. They weren't afraid. They weren't like, okay, you're from other organization. It was like, okay, let's do it. You know, this is where we're going to go. There was a point where we were going in circles. Everybody was saying the same thing. And then was like, okay, good. Let's just go straight to the point. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's go to the action. And I'm happy that I'm part of that.
Well, it was nice. Everyone was on the same page, right? And as Eric mentioned, you know, we brought this group together with the hopes that something would come from this, right? And it was nice to see the cohesiveness and the joint effort to say, yes, we're all going to move forward on this. We all have things that we can do together to help bring mental health awareness and services to our community. And we can amplify that and do that better. So it was exciting to see that. I'll tell you that since we had that last week, I've gotten emails and phone calls from other mental health professionals that would say, hey, how come I wasn't invited, right? They want to get on board. So this is something we started with a small group, right? Yes. And this is something that we're looking to grow. And any mental health professional within the community that wants to get involved, you're welcome. The more voices, the more hands, the better, right? And we'll all attack this mental health issue and awareness together. So
great, yeah.
I also want to touch base a little bit on we do a monthly lunch and learn for our members where they can learn on different topics. And the one we did this month was with Dr. Matthias, right, from U.S. Health Psychiatric Hospital there. And he really was touching base on, you know, things to look for in the workplace, right?
Yeah.
Could you share some of the information on that?
Yes, it's very important. You know, we even ourselves, like when to our own team, our own like staff, sometimes we don't realize that they go through different things, either like in their personal life, either like at work, which and that was the topic, how to recognize like your staff. What can you do for them to avoid burnout? And I think Dr. Matthias, which he's an amazing doctor, was able to get to different people that was there, right? He was able to explain, like, okay, so yes, you have people that wants to work. There's people that they don't want to talk about mental illness. There's people that, even though in our own facility, sometimes they're like, yeah, no, I'm okay, but really they are not. So what do we do? What are the steps that we need to do to help those people, right? So we have we have EAP, we have maybe offering like discounts for going to the gym, maybe have a organization within your organization that they can do like wellness, events. Maybe 15 minutes yoga, maybe just meditation, things that maybe it's not going to cost your organization a big amount of money, but it's gonna decrease extra money that you're gonna pay for people that maybe is not gonna be going to work, maybe is gonna get sick. And let's be honest, the best way to treat your employees is caring for them, right? Sure. If they are not okay, they're not gonna be able to provide a good service, or they're not gonna be able to help the people that you need to help.
Yeah, I mean, we do a quarterly team building event where we just get together out of the office for half a day and just spend some time together, build our bonds, right? And just to clear our heads a little bit. And the focus this year has been on health. And Eric, I would love for you to talk about Stretch Zone, one of our members.
Yeah, so we're very fortunate. I'm very passionate about one of our local members in town. It's called Stretch Zone. And Lynn and Marcy are the owners, and what's really neat, they build this incredible process where you, so for me, I've always needed to stretch and always intended to stretch. I could leave the gym, my plant, and I never did. But with Stretch Zone, it's great. It's assisted stretching, so stuff I wouldn't really do myself and can, and its ability, watching the flexibility. And so if I find something good, I'm going to share it with the team. I don't keep it to myself. So we set up our last team building exercise component was going to Stretch Zone. We had a nice little lunch and that kind of meet, and everyone on the team got stretched, to really show and see the benefits of stretching. And for me, it's one of those things that I'm passionate about because I could see the difference from, I think when I first got there and Marcus gave me my assessment, like just my hamstrings alone, something may have been like 35 or 30% the most I could stretch it. Now I go in there and it's up to 90 degrees, that kind of thing. And it's like, whoa. But I look at the benefit for my overall life and health from just stretching, simple stretching that, I encourage everyone to do. And if you're not doing it yourself, go to Stretch Zone and have someone do it. And now I stretch more on my own also because I go to Stretch Zone. And so I just look at that quality of life, my energy, my strength, even playing golf, different things. I could see the benefit all around. And so it's so important to think of all components of health. And it goes back to our discussion on where we wanted to normalize mental health. Just like we talk about Stretch Zone here, you want to normalize it. And I think a great suggestion that came from one of the participants, and I can believe that room was packed.
It was packed, yes.
with people
I
that
was standing.
I know, you were standing, Jess, and you're not just like, hey, you want to come up here?
It's part of my health.
It's part of your health. Exactly. Yes. You're not going to be sitting 3 hours, aren't
exactly.
you? Okay, you understand those health components. I told you, hey, we all can learn from that. Was that, a way to normalize it is if we open up our employment to those who are on the spectrum of helping and having them work alongside us. It gives us greater awareness as a community of the needs and those who are suffering from different mental challenges by we being inclusive in the business community of having them as part of our teams and staff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is important. That is important. And I think that for example, by bringing this event with your team, makes them realize that they need to take care of themselves as well, right?
Exactly.
It was maybe it was just a team building meeting, And yes, we got some work stuff, but then you realize, but I felt really good that day, you know, like maybe I should do this more often. So maybe if just one person at a time start like realizing that they need to take care of themselves, that's gonna take care, like, you know, for the rest. They're gonna say like, yeah, you should keep doing this. And as you were saying as well, like integrating, like bringing people from different spectrums in our own community, it's not only like giving them the opportunity to have an employment, but also we're saying, hey, we're welcoming. It is okay. We understand what you're going through. We treat these things, come aboard, we will help you all the way. So I think those things are very important.
Yeah, I mean, Brett Buell over at the Gainesville Opportunity Center was one of his members, as he calls them, right, was there at the meeting as well. And they were saying, you know, why aren't we, as a community of mental health professionals, you know, looking to hire more people that are coming back into the workforce and helping them get back into society. So it was a great point. And,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Well taken, for sure.
Yes, and if you realize, it's also gonna, you're gonna have a person that knows what is being through that. You know, I've been through that. I know what is happening to you. Let me be more compassionate. I'm gonna be more compassionate. So you have someone with experience as well, and it's gonna have like different things that maybe some other people want. So yeah, it's a win-win. Yes.
One of the things that I really loved was in that group, you had people representing so many different aspects. So just an example, we had Priya that was there from the technology sector with technology and apps that are able to help people that, you know, and physicians and the actual patients in terms of handling their care, and some of the pilot studies she's doing with, I guess, Meridian and some of the larger institutions right now is really exciting to see that happening. Even to individual with Jill Nash that shared her story with looking for answers, and as a a parent dealing with certain things and helping, you know, it was just looking at the range of individuals and the level of expertise, and physicians to administrators, everyone working within the healthcare spectrum, making sure that we're collaborating and coming up with solutions.
I mean, I was excited to see not just the sector come together, but to see people in the room like Gainesville Police Department with their response team. They had 3 of their representatives there, and they have a special team that just goes out with people that are having with mental health challenges in a situation to help de-escalate what's going on, right? And the Alachua County Crisis Center was there. So, I mean, we had a good collaboration within the community, and I'm excited that this is something that wasn't just a one-off, that the group made the decision to move forward, and we're getting inquiries from more people that want to get involved.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Yes.
It is. I love the fact that we're going to send the information of those who were there to everybody that was there. And the task for everyone is to think of somebody who wasn't there that should be there, so that we can multiply this thing exponentially and have the impact.
And that's going to grow. It's only going to go up there from here. So, yes, I'm really excited.
And I have a question, actually. I am behind cameras. People are not going to see me. Maybe you're going to see me now. But, Jessica, can we touch a little bit about how can we impact the new generation, the youth, about mental health? Because we know that if we also take care of the mental health of our youth, eventually, I mean, if we take care of that today, tomorrow we're not going to have the problems that we're seeing.
Correct. Yes.
I mean, these days. What do you think about that? Some tips related to that.
And that is something that I think that it will be the greatest way to approach, right? Because if we take care right now of the youth, our kids, you know, our teenagers, we're going to have less people, you know, burn out, you know, either from school, from college, just working, and I think that will be one of the ways where to start. Tips. I'm not a psychologist. I work for a mental health organization, but I will say, you know, you should always pay attention on your kids. You know, see if there's any different behavior. Maybe if you see that he's having problems at school, maybe if he or she's starting to be away from being social. And I think the first way it will be like maybe talking with the pediatrician, because obviously everything has to go through the pediatrician first. And then if they need more help, just take them to get help that they need, either with a psychologist, with a therapist, with a counselor. As we were talking, there was someone from school, actually, from the school district, and they were saying, like, even though our counselors are there, there's very minimal or limited things that they can do. You know, yes, they're going to help, they're going to stabilize maybe the situation in the moment. But let's be honest, their resolution is going to be calling the parents and come and get your kid. And I only say that because that happened to me with my son. And that's nothing wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about school, but but those are the resources that they have. You know, it would be great if maybe the mental health organizations can, you know, train these people, can go and help. You know, I know that there are like institutions like PALS, for example, that they go to school and they talk about bullying, they talk about how to help kids. But maybe we need more help in our community, more help in school, more help in college. You know, for example, UF. I know earlier this year we had a meeting with a group from UF that it's a group that have kids. I call them kids because I don't know why, but they're younger than me. So they are students that they have depression, bipolar issues, just mental illnesses. And they meet once a month, you know, and they talk about, you know, their issues. They maybe socialize, they do dinner and things like that. And I think if we, as UFL Psychiatric Hospital, talk to them, brought a therapist, talk to them, explain to them, listen to them, what is that they need. Maybe other organizations can do the same thing, you know? Because let's be honest, we're all being in college. Sometimes parents, they might be involved. Sometimes they might not be involved. Sometimes they might have insurance. Sometimes they don't. So I think that those are ways how we can help, you know, in the community.
Jess, that's awesome. No, you're absolutely right. You're right. I'm remembering the representative from the Alachua County Schools was sharing about how they were working in the middle schools, and I was astounded because there was, I guess, millions of dollars that had been funded to do this from the private sector. So we recognize that we have private individuals that are given money to help support this initiative in schools that, you know, this funding isn't even coming from the school system, which was really incredible. And I think that was so important for us to hear as a community, and we need to elevate a lot more of that and elevate more of those programs. And like you say, listen to our students. There's such an epidemic ever since the pandemic, I guess, nationally, in terms of students taking their lives with suicide and different kind of stuff.
Yes.
And many times they really put out there that they weren't being heard or recognized, and they were isolated. And so you're absolutely correct. Anything we can do to create that awareness and really elevate these topics. And so it's amazing. You're right. You said that 3 hours, the discussion was so robust. I had to interrupt the discussion so people could just take a restroom break, that kind of thing, because we've been in there going so long.
We were all in there just going, and we were like, oh, okay, let's time for a break.
That is awesome. So I would love to also touch about the help that we can give to those that are watching right now. Right now we are live on 97.3 HD2. We're live on TuneIn Radio, our brand new app for iPhone. We're also live on Android, Alexa, Google, tufiestaradio.com, and all of that, but also on Facebook and YouTube. So what resources, in case people need help, what resources we have right now available for people that they are anxious, they might going through tough times, and they say, hey, but how can we get help? Any numbers, any website?
Yeah, absolutely. There are different ones. Maybe we can put it right there in the Facebook Live. We have NAMI, which is an organization that you can call. And they have like different help, not only for individuals, but also for people that take care of other people, right? We have also the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. We have our crisis lines. with Meridian, we also for UF Health, you can call 24/7, and they can counselor can evaluate you and say like if you can come in or not. If you have a friend, a family, a relative, someone that you see that it's not doing well and needs help right away, maybe you can take them either to the nearest like ER, or you can bring it either to Meridian, to UF, that they do have like their mental health hospitals. There's the night AA, that's for suicide. There's a person 24/7 right there also that can help you, and it's gonna help to de-escalate, the moment. And I think the biggest way to help someone is just listen. Listen, be there for that person. If you see that that person requires more help, take them to the nearest like ER, to any other facility that can treat or help that person.
That is fantastic. Well, what do you think if we now touch base on some upcoming events before we wrap up?
We'd love to. One of my personal favorite events is our Drink G&V Brewery Tour. It's coming up this Friday.
Favorite.
That's right. That is everybody's favorite.
This year we have 2 coach buses. We've got just over 100 local people going to be joining us this Friday. And we're going to be visiting 4 of our locally owned breweries in 5 hours. So everybody gets on the bus, and we go to Swamphead Brewery, and then we go to Cypress and Grove and Blackadder Brewery and First Magnitude Brewing Company. And we get to sample what's going on at those local breweries, right? And we also get to highlight some of our local restaurants at each location. It is a great way to network, to meet people,
To have fun.
To have fun, right? Absolutely have fun. But we spend about an hour at each location, and it's just a fantastic way, again, to get to know people and to get to see what the local breweries and try some different things out.
That is awesome.
Do you like that event, Eric?
I love that event. It gives us an opportunity to really bond with each other in the community in a relaxing way. We all work very hard in this community. I mean, our business community is crushing it. The growth is just astounding, and many times it's nice to support local vendors like our craft breweries here, but more importantly, get to meet and really know individuals in the community that work beside you that you never really take the time to meet and learn. And so there are a lot of friendships and business opportunities that come out of it from those relationships and those growths. These are our natural collisions. And so we're always very excited for Drink G&V.
That is awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been enjoying our Gainesville Chamber Radio Show. As you can tell, right? Estamos hablando aquí inglés un poquito. This is our bilingual segment of the week, and we've been having Jessica Yupanqui, right? Yes. And I wanna stand out, like, you're from Peru. I was asking you behind the microphone, you are from Peru. Like, my people from Peru in the house. We just got a new Peruvian host.
That's right.
Yes.
That we're gonna be having an afternoon show about our old school music that people are gonna love it. It's called Retrospectiva con Don Casey. You're gonna love it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So, anything else that we have for today?
We do. I want to share about, in August, we have a conference that's coming up. We call it Opportunity Abounds. It's the Opportunity Business Conference. And so we invite all the businesses in the community to come and participate. It's going to be at the Hilton Hotel on August 23rd through 24th. If you want to find out what's happening and how we're progressing, this is your opportunity to be a part of that and even help shape the vision of where we're going as a local community. And Steve, did you have something you wanted to share also?
I do. On June 21st, I'm excited. We've been partnering now with The Best Restoration and with Tu Fiesta Radio. Thank you, Elio.
Yes.
We're going to be kicking off a Latin Business Council on June 21st. Location and times to be announced shortly. Check out the Chamber website for events and listen to Tu Fiesta Radio and our Facebook page to get all the details. But we're excited to get that started, creating a new council to help support a different segment of businesses here in our community.
And I just want to thank Jess Yupanqui for being an incredible guest this morning.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. I'm really honored to be here. I really appreciate that you guys have taken mental illnesses, like mental health. Talk about mental health, and I'm really glad that I'm here.
Fantastic.
Well, it's our pleasure. Hey, everything happens good at Tu Fiesta Radio.
Awesome.
Welcome to the Greater Gainesville Chamber Radio Show, where you can amplify your business through Tu Fiesta Radio.